Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Monday. Here we are outside, a little wet, a little rainy, having a tea in the cup that makes me feel the most joy. I'm just going to give you a minute to get yourself situated. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your morning beverage of choice. And yeah, on time on a Monday. New leaf this week. As you log on this morning and get situated to hang out, please say hi in the comments. Let me know that you're hanging out today. And yeah, hope you're well. I could just sit in silence and drink this cup of tea today. That's how I feel. Morning, Ange. How are you this morning? You got your forecasts all ready to roll? Good morning, Kelly. How are you feeling? Is your mouth better? We're just going to give people another minute or two. Well, not a minute or two. It's funny how we say that when really I just mean 30 seconds tops and we'll get started. Rhonda, good morning. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in, well, probably since just before Christmas. It's been a long time. But in your line of work, my dear, you are so busy right now. Real estate agents, right? Can we give a cheers to them? They are working so hard right now. Oh, Kelly, you still have pain? Shoot. Let's all send our healing energy vibes to Kelly today. Yeah. All right. Well, as you log in, as you join, please say hi in the comments and let us know you're here and hanging out today. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. This is our live podcast, our community, our place of connection and conversation. Kevin, good morning. So good to have you here today. I thought we could start off. I was feeling like the conversation today needed to have us share a little bit around taming fears and sharing tips on how we deal with anxiety. And I think a lot of my conversation will be a little bit more High River focused on this Monday morning. So my apologies to those not in this community, but I think the conversation, the tips and the pieces around it will resonate with everybody. Let's put it that way. Good morning, Scott. Happy birthday. So what is Kelly says, I have to go into the city for work. Ugh. When you feel mouth pain, like teeth and mouth pain, it's gross. So anyway, the reason why I feel I wanted to talk a little bit about anxiety this morning, a little bit about fears, a little bit about triggers, a little bit about those things is because we are under a rainfall warning, a heavy rainfall warning for our neck of the woods. Now, ironically, slash the way it goes with rainfall in the spring, this week coming up to, or I guess we're like a week out, we're coming into the 9th anniversary of the 2013 flood in High River. And I know that those in Calgary also experienced, and those in Bragg Creek and Canmore. And I mean, High River wasn't the only place that experienced it, but I know that it was on a pretty big, grandiose scale there. So, oh, did I pick? There's two Rhonda Andersons. Okay, Rhonda from Nanton. I've seen you. I'll get back to my topic in a moment. It's like squirrel things today. I've seen you even, like it's been even more time since I've seen you. How are you? My gosh, it's good to connect with you. I'm sorry, I only see a tiny little picture and a name on the side there. But anyway, as I'm going on is I noticed yesterday when Environment Canada put out the weather forecast for this area, they even used the good old F word, and that there was a chance of flooding to happen in the community. And I saw a lot of people sharing posts with the weather forecast, with emojis, feeling freaked out. I saw people sharing in their Instagram stories that they were feeling a little bit triggered and a little bit concerned. And it just, all of those emotions and all of those things and everything that people went through 9 years ago starts to hit the surface. And I first of all want to just address how normal that is. So if you're feeling like, if you have the thoughts like, geez, am I silly for thinking this? Should I be over it by now? Am I just being irrational? Am I whatever you might submit into the rest of that sentence, is that like all of those things are normal. And whether you want to call it post-traumatic stress, whether you want to call it triggers, whether you want to call it lasting trauma effect, whatever you want to call it, it's normal and it happens, and it's okay that you're feeling that way. I think the thing that comes into play is just what can we do to allow you the space to feel safer in that? So what are some of those things? And I saw people posting, and we talked a bit about it with a couple of people that had called yesterday looking for just some calming, in that if there's something that you need to do to feel better in that situation, then do it. If that's moving your step up from the basement because it gives you peace of mind, do that. If it's creating an emergency kit and having something packed because that gives you that peace of mind and that reassurance that you are safe, then do that. Nothing is, well, I don't want to say nothing is irrational, but for the most part, doing some planning pieces is not irrational. I think what we need to keep in mind, and I tried to post some perspective in this yesterday also, is that the flow rate of the river is a lot slower than it was 9 years ago. The biggest thing to also reassure yourself through this process, if you're feeling that little bit of anxiety today, is that there's been 9 years of mediation and work done to protect us from such event. So the diking systems around the town is one example. There's been so much mediation done. I don't want to say unfortunate, but the catch 22 with these things is that because we haven't seen them in action since they were created, we don't really, right? If we're honest with ourselves, we don't really know if we trust it. We don't really know if we believe that it works. We don't really know what that looks like. So we feel unsure. We feel uneasy about it. It brings up a bit of anxiety. We're triggered by heavy rainfall. That all runs into play. What needs to happen is we need a huge amount of water to show ourselves that those diking systems work. And then we know, and then the confidence is built. The other thing, I don't know if it helps in some of that anxiety and reassurance, is that our local farmers were really headed to a place where they weren't going to get a hay crop this year. Okay. Grassland, we need grass to grow. They're short on feed. We know that inflation is hitting everybody in this world. Those farmers need this rain more than they could even ever express to you. So when the rain is falling, if it normally makes you feel uneasy, I want you to try to take a moment and sit in gratitude in that rain. Okay, this rain is moisture we need so badly. And the comparison between this year and 9 years ago also is that we had a really wet spring the year of 2013. We've had a very dry spring this year. So a lot of that water has a place to go in being absorbed moisture wise. Now, I am not a meteorologist. I am not a flood expert. I am not a dirt and land expert. I'm not an expert at anything, but I'm just saying things that I've read, things that I've been told, things that will hopefully make you feel calmer. Is sitting gratitude in that as the rain is falling over the next couple of days, just be like, I am so grateful that our farmers are getting the moisture that they need to create the crops that they need to feed the animals that I need. You know what I mean? Like, make that the focal point instead of thinking about what this rain could do that's damaging. What can the rain do that's beautiful? What can the rain do that is going to be helpful? Okay. So those are some ideas and suggestions. If you have others, I would love you to share them in the comments, because I think what also happens is that people, when we start to feel afraid, we let the fear take control. We let it take the wheel. We let it start driving what we do and how we act and how we respond. And sometimes it's easy to slow the roll on that, and sometimes it's not. So what can we do? How can we help each other? What are some of the things when you have felt fearful or anxious or out of sorts, or like, what are some of the things that you do that allow you to calm? As we've known, if you're a part of Coffee Club or jump in and out here and there, I'm a big believer now in breath work and deep breathing and using breath to calm your heart rate. That's one, that we would throw in the comments as a tip. What else? Feel free to throw that in there and let's help each other out. Let's build some community. But just knowing that everything's going to be okay and we will get through all of those fears and pieces. It was an amazing day yesterday. We had a beautiful afternoon, and there was a picnic with a purpose in the park that happened in High River that I think was pretty cool. Something that other communities could gladly, um, you know, form of flattery, steal that idea and do in your community, as they kind of made it like a resource fair. So it was an opportunity for people to come down to the park and see what kind of resources were available in the community to support families and singles and whoever on different levels, but they made it really fun. And so there was opportunities to play games and get face painting and win prizes and get your teddy bear, your dolly doing their annual checkup. Lots of little things that you could come and do that were really fun, but also allowed you the opportunity to learn more about what's available in your community. So super cool idea. Would love to see that roll out in communities across the country. I think that would be really fun. So if you're looking for something in your community to do, I think that was a pretty cool idea. What else is on your mind on this Monday morning? I actually love the smell. Good morning, April. I love the smell of rain. Like, I'm sitting outside this morning. I got my blankie and my tea, and it's a little crisp. The wind could go away for sure, but just that fresh smell. I also really love I'm a big water person, so um, I've always been a fan of rain, and I've always been like, I love to go walk in puddles after, and the smell and the symbolism of how it feels cleansing and refreshing and brings life and brings renewal. So I kind of like it. I mean, I don't want to live in Vancouver or anything where it rains continually. I don't want that much rain in my life, but I could handle a few days of it. I think I feel good about it. I do. I feel trusting in the systems that have been built in safety in my community. I trust them. I really do. I do not feel concern or worry. My heart goes out to those who are feeling it, though. That's where I step in. Is how can I support people who are feeling a little bit anxious about it and direct them to what could be helpful there. That's what's on my mind on this Monday morning. I don't love, I guess what I say, I don't love driving in the rain. I don't know about you. I rather that than snow, I guess, but sidebar thought as I was driving this morning. I don't know. Community Wellness Challenge is stepping into week 3 as of this morning. We've been having so much fun doing a deep dive and refreshing our relationship with wellness. Even though we're into week 3 of this 5 weeks, you are welcome to be a part of the fun by checking it out. Our Community Wellness on Facebook and Instagram. There are some really cool tips and information and ideas and businesses who can support you in a wellness journey. That we're all sharing content over this 5 weeks. So if you want to be a part of that, that would be really cool. If you would like to jump in to be able to be part of our real talk conversations that we're having around wellness, we did a really great talk about your relationship with food. We had another really great conversation about your relationship with sleep and your sleep hygiene. And they were really great. So if you would love access to those, please let me know and I will hook you up. The birds sound excited. I know. I don't know what it is about my neighborhood. I'm sure there's going to be a worm smorgasbord, but they sound like this every day, Rhonda. I don't know if I live in Chattertown of birds or what, but they're always just giving her over here. And most of the time it's pretty nice. Every once in a while they get a little bit loud at times, maybe you wouldn't like them to. But yeah, I don't know. You also live in a bird Chattertown. I guess it's really that time of year for bird Chattertown. I noticed when I went on a walk yesterday evening. I like to go down and sit by the river and just be grounded and by water. It's kind of my happy place. And walking through this one pathway, there was so many birds, and like the red-winged blackbird and the yellow-headed blackbirds and so many ducks, and they were so beautiful. And obviously have some nests nearby because they were concerned about that. But yeah, we have a lot of birds. Maybe they're everywhere. I don't know, but I feel like we have a lot of birds in High River. Maybe I'm just crazy, but anyway. It's the sounds. I get to bring you this calming bird sound effect. I don't know how calming it really is, though. Anyway, as you join, if you catch this video later on the replay and you have some great tips that allow you to help with anxiety, help with calming, help with taming fears. I know that my friend Dr. Jody Carrington always likes to say, name it to tame it. And maybe just saying some things out loud are helpful for setting up your week this week. And if you have any of those suggestions, please throw them in the comments and have some fun. Good morning, Megan. So yeah. I got to go to, where was I this weekend? I was at a rodeo in Eckville on the weekend, which was a lot of fun. It's an indoor rodeo. And we had a good weekend. We had a lot of fun. It was great to see their community. So their town, the town of Eckville, celebrated their centennial last year, 100 years. But because they didn't really get an opportunity to celebrate that with the mix back and forth of what was happening with COVID at the time, is they've really just extended that centennial celebration into this year, which I think is fantastic. So they had such a great community parade on Saturday morning. They didn't let a little bit of rain. It was kind of sporadic for them. I guess it rained quite a bit later Saturday night, but really great weekend. Lots of fun rodeo. And I think that was a good weekend. It's one of my favorite things, not only being able to, sorry, wild hair that I didn't do today. The one thing else that I love, not only about being a part of the rodeo community when we go to different communities, I also just love seeing what that town or that village is doing to come together and have their connection points. That's one of my other favorite things, that when we travel to all of these different places, I love just being the watcher of that. So there's birds are coming in. Yeah, Daryl shares that he took today and tomorrow off work, a little nervous about the rain. Yeah, I think people are just nervous about it. And I appreciate, Daryl, so much that you share that. We were talking about that earlier also. It's just that if you're feeling nervous about it, that's allowed. And we're getting a lot of rain in a short period of time, and that always feels a little bit overwhelming, and that's okay. April took in the Falkland Rodeo a couple weeks back. Oh, yeah. It is really great to be in the stands again, isn't it? It feels good. It feels so good. And I know that, for example, I think one of the, gosh, you know me, like everything I love about everything we do, but one of my favorite things in a rodeo is when the crowd is really into what's happening and we have the opportunity to be a part of that together. And so Saturday night, it was so fun for that in Eckville because we got people singing and we got people dancing and people were clapping, and we just had so much fun celebrating and having fun. It was really cool. So another cool thing. But anyway, I'm going to be mindful of your time on this Monday morning, and just know that if you're feeling a little uneasy about the rains, you're not alone. You're not the only one. And we're going to get through this. Work on ways that help you to feel safe and belonging. And safe and secure, I guess, would really be more the words I'm trying to say. So if there's actions that you need to do that allow you to feel more safe in the community that you are in, then do those things. Prepare, talk, move your stuff, whatever it needs to be that allows you that peace of mind and that calming of that fear. Do that. And just know you're not the only one who's feeling it. You're not the only one. Okay. Have an amazing rest of your Monday and the next couple of days. We will see you Wednesday morning. My good friend Christy is back to hang out with us Wednesday. It is Indigenous History Month, and we are going to connect about some of the cool events that are happening around Calgary and area and other locations as we celebrate Indigenous History Month. And we're also going to talk a bit about coming up is National Indigenous Peoples Day on June the 21st. And we're going to learn a little bit more on Wednesday about what that day means, what it looks like, and how we can support celebrations around that day. So we will see you back here Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have an amazing rest of your day, my friends, and we'll see you Wednesday.